Hey, welcome to Bass and Bonsai.
That's how we do it. Mwah. That's exactly how you do it. Hello everyone, welcome to Bass and Bonsai. Today I'm doing several videos, but this video right now is for, let's jump down here and take a look. This is more or less my hard baits, BFS hard baits. So I got a few different rods here, and not that one. This one, I'm gonna even try it on the Aldebaran 50, the ALC BF7, that's a Habo Steed. We're just gonna call that one Precious, and not that one. This is my LTX BF8. So I'm gonna try them all out. I may end up at some point doing it. Stay tuned for that video. It's not in this one. I may do a shootout between this reel and this reel. Maybe even that one thrown in on this rod. But for today, this video right now is I'm just seeing how far distance and accuracy I can get with some of my different rod and reel combos set up for BFS and with our BFS hard baits. You know the deal. Buckle up, hang on, wish me luck. Something's gonna need it. Here we go. I'm gonna start with this cheap and affordable BFS combo, the Habo Steed with the Cayenne Teton. It is definitely the softest rod I own. That's why I throw the lightest, softest thing I actually use on a regular basis for bass fishing, which is the TRD. That is a 16th ounce, if that, jig head with the TRD, which adds up to be a little over that. So for today though, we're not going to throw that. I'm going to throw, let's start out with a bait that'll come out of a friggin' tackle box. All right, it is definitely too windy for any real super lightweight baits. This one's a little bit on the borderline. I think it's roughly about an 1/8 ounce. And it go a little deeper. I think this is something I might be able to seriously throw and, you know, catch some bass on. That little bitty thing is just so small. Probably not for me. But this little dude right here, look at it, it's already digging down. But I could see where this and some along the dam and some rocks or whatever, just certain places where this little bait and casts real well. Cast out there without any issues. In the wind's blowing like kind of at me. So this rod and reel, and it's about the perfect fill and everything for this little bait right here. Works pretty good. I may see if I can throw that bait. Wow, that's like a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Still cast it good. Now, if that wind was at my back, I'd probably get another 10 to 20 feet easily. A little bit of an overrun. Kind of zinged it and the wind's blowing, so. Move over here. Oh, got a fish. Oh boy, I love testing when you catch something. Yeehaw! I told you that thing, I know it catch fish. It just has that action to it. Oh yeah. First time throwing a little bait. Took a few casts, but if you just enjoy fishing, period, get out there, and sometimes if the bass aren't hitting quite right, or you're just in a spot where everything's little, that's another reason to throw BFS. Mwah! I knew that color would work. Ah, it caught me. Let's see if our other rod and reels will throw this side. Okay, we got us a shootout going on. This is the one I threw, just caught the fish. These are the same baits, different color. So we're gonna give them a shot. This is the rod that you guys have seen me use it already last year. I did put a different handle on it. You guys like that? I love that over what it had. It had kind of a fancy one, but I didn't like it. This one's just a touch shorter. It still may be a little too long, but this thing has a nice
Very nice balance. That little bait doesn't add a ton of weight, but look at the balance point on that rod and reel. And that's a pretty light. It isn't as light as the LTX BF8. That's the ALC BF7. Yes, I've done single lifestyle on it. I just have the orange on there for now. I plan on finding some kind of braid that goes with this. But we're gonna try and see. And I think I may have gotten further with this combo than I did with the Cayenne and the Habo. This is an awesome custom rod. I paid way less than it's probably worth. There's a guy just selling off his old rods. He'd had several custom done. Whoa, not that time. I threw it way high into the wind. Crazy backlash. See that? Don't fight it. One thing about lightweight baits, when you have one, it usually nothing digs in too hard. Just get it all off there. Out on the water and in the wind is totally different when you're like doing tests. So I like to try to test out on the water to the settings. I probably need to turn this thing up just a hair more, because once the wind hits it, that can play a huge part. But anyway, it seems to be working pretty good. I'm gonna walk over here again like I did with the other one. And this rod is definitely a little stiffer than the Cayenne Teton with the Habo on it, so it's just a fact this is a better spool, better reel overall. It probably needs tightened up just a touch. It's a little past halfway. I'm gonna go one more tighter. But I could actually go, around, especially from a boat, and I could fish with that little bait with this rod and reel, no problem. A little lightweight. It's about 6'6". It may be a little bit shorter now. But let's see what my baby will do. I added that I handled it also. Same bait, different color. We'll see how true it runs. The wind is blowing hard. It didn't make it as far, but see that wind? The chop on that water, that wind's blowing hard. I can feel it blowing left hand side of my face. This one kind of wants to run to the left too. Now I may want to try him. Now this one definitely is set a little better. It doesn't overrun. Well, I can't say that. I'll have a huge backlash next cast, but everything now I'm throwing, maybe I'm reeling too fast. No, they're all running that way, these baits. I'll throw that other one on the high billet again. Hold the rod tip down. Oh, something just hit at it. Did you see that? Something came up and swiped at that sucker. Even on these little dinky baits. One more cast. Even though we're testing, I'm gonna catch that fish. Okay. This one keeps getting caught up. These baits, really, I don't think they're gonna be for me. We may throw a little thing and I'll explain why I don't like these. But this one, twice now, these hooks, they can hook themselves. I know you can only put so big a hook on these baits, are so small, but I don't know, a guy may be better off just taking one or the other off to where you don't have it hanging up during casting, and the trueness of them is a little off. Now, for what I think as far as casting, all three of these are pretty much even on the combos they're on, but this one has an advantage. This is a little softer rod for throwing those lighter baits. It definitely wouldn't hold up, what you've seen in other videos. you know, head to head, same line, same rod, this thing isn't quite as good as these two Abu Garcias. Still a very good and way cheaper rod and reel combination. These two are pretty much right there. You can't hardly tell a difference. This one weighs a touch more, but pretty much the same setup on the braking, adjustments, all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, this one is still there where it's almost maxed out and a little bit back. This one has different magnets. I think it has more than this one, or I've left them whoever had them set up in there, and it doesn't need quite as much braking as this one. It still feels probably not as free as this one does almost all the way up, but they work. Okay, so anyway, I hope you liked that little quick shootout video between those three combos. It wasn't really necessarily rod for rod, reel for reel shootout, just overall shootout between the combos I have and how well they work on that lightweight bait. It's way too windy today for a true, like down to the 16th ounce, 2 grams, or maybe even lighter than that. It's just too windy to try to throw anything like that. We're just doing some kind of shootout between lightweight stuff. Hey, I almost forgot. I almost forgot that I have Precious with me, so I'm gonna include the Daiwa Mega Bass into this mix. And Emily has this set for how she throws, so it may be a little off from how I throw, but we're gonna just see. And yeah, it throws pretty good too. This is my 4th and final bait I have of those BPS ones also. Now it runs, it comes right back at me. That's the way it should run. Way to go. So 2 for 2. But everywhere I've read and seen everybody else talking about them, oh, I thought I had a fish. I got a fish. I got a fish. Precious caught one. Stay on there. Oh yeah, look at that. See what happens when that bait runs true and you got a lucky rod and reel? That's why Emily likes it. It's my lucky rod and reel and she likes using it. Had him in the mouth. That is a bluegill, I believe. The other one was some other thing. I don't think it was a bluegill. Look at that little dude. Mwah. Give it a kiss. Get back out there. You want to weigh him? Too bad. So these little baits do work. That natural kind of, I don't know, bluegill or whatever pattern worked, and then this little, I call this my Mega Bass color. That's my favorite Mega Bass pattern, and that's almost a direct copy of it. Catching fish, doing tests. Love it. Get this little bait. I don't know if the shiny hooks help attract fish or if you'd be better off with just black hooks. You definitely would be better off to not have them get caught up with themselves. But sometimes you just got to take the good with the bad when it's a decent bait and doesn't cost a ton. All right, now we see why Emily loves using this rod and reel. It's just lucky and it works awesome, smooth. If you like this little quick video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Help share this channel, tell everybody you know, and like always guys, thank you very much for watching. Now get out of here and go bass and bonsai. Somewhere else, I'm bassing right here all day long, all day.